Section 1 from the book of Genesis. Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob takes a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these of the daughters of the land, what good will my life do me? Isaac called Jacob, blessed him, and commanded him, You shall not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Paddan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father. Take a wife from there, from the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, that you may be a company of peoples, and give you the blessing of Abraham to you and to your offspring with you, that you may inherit the land where you travel, which God gave to Abraham. Isaac sent Jacob away. He went to Paddan Aram to Laban, son of Bethuel the Syrian. He was the brother of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. Now Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Paddan Aram to get a wife from there, and that, as he blessed him, he gave him a command, saying, You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and went to Paddan Aram. Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan did not please Isaac his father. So Esau went to Ishmael, and in addition to the wives that he already had, he took Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebaioth, to be his wife. Section 2 from the book of Judges. There was a man of the hill country of Ephraim, whose name was Micah. He said to his mother, The 1,100 pieces of silver that were taken from you, about which you uttered a curse, and also spoke it in my ears, behold, the silver is with me, I took it. His mother said, Blessed be my son of forever one. He restored the 1,100 pieces of silver to his mother, and his mother said, I most certainly dedicate the silver to forever one, from my hand for my son, to make an engraved image and a molten image. Now therefore I will restore it to you. When he had restored the money to his mother took 200 pieces of silver, and gave them to the founder, who made of it an engraved image and a molten image, and it was in the house of Micah. The man Micah had a house of gods, and he made an ephod and teraphim, and consecrated one of his sons, who became his priest. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. There was a young man out of Bethlehem, Judah, of the family of Judah, who was a Levite, and he lived there. The man departed out of the city, out of Bethlehem, Judah, to live where he could find a place, and he came to the hill country of Ephraim, to the house of Micah, as he travelled. Micah said to him, Where did you come from? He said to him, I am a Levite of Bethlehem, Judah, and I am looking for a place to live. Micah said to him, Dwell with me, and be to me a father and a priest, and I will give you 10 pieces of silver per year, a suit of clothing, and your food. So the Levite went in. The Levite was content to dwell with the man, and the young man was to him as one of his sons. Micah consecrated the Levite, and the young man became his priest, and was in the house of Micah. Then Micah said, Now I know that forever one will do good to me, since I have a Levite as my priest. In those days there was no king in Israel, and in those days the tribe of the Danites sought an inheritance to dwell in, for to that day their inheritance had not fallen to them among the tribes of Israel. The children of Dan sent of their family 5 men from their whole number, men of valor, from Zorah and from Ashtaol, to spy out the land and to search it. And they said to them, Go, explore the land. They came to the hill country of Ephraim, to the house of Micah, and lodged there. When they were by the house of Micah, they knew the voice of the young man the Levite. And they turned aside there and said to him, Who brought you here? What do you do in this place? What do you have here? He said to them, Thus and thus has Micah dealt with me, and he has hired me, and I have become his priest. They said to him, Please ask counsel of God, that we may know whether our way which we shall go shall be prosperous. The priest said to them, Go in peace. Your way in which you go is before for everyone." Then the 5 men departed and came to Laish, and saw the people who were there, how they lived in security in the way of the Sidonians, quiet and secure. For there was none in the land possessing authority that might put them to shame in anything. And they were far from the Sidonians, and had no dealings with any man. They came to their brothers, to Zorah and to Eshtaol, and their brothers said to them, "What do you say?" They said, "Arise, and let us go up against them, for we have seen the land, and behold, it is very good. Do you stand still? Don't be slothful to go and to enter in to possess the land. When you go, you shall come to a secure people, and the land is large, for God has given it into your hand, a place where there is no want of anything that is in the earth." Section 3, from the first book of Chronicles. Of the Levites, Ahijah was over the treasures of the house of God, and over the treasures of the dedicated things. The sons of Ladan, the sons of the Gershonites, belonging to Ladan, the heads of the fathers' houses belonging to Ladan in the Gershonite, Jehieli. The sons of Jehieli were Jetham, and Joel his brother, over the treasures of the house of forever one. Of the Amramites, of the Itzharites, of the Hebronites, of the Uzzielites, and Shebuel the son of Gershom, the son of Moses, was ruler over the treasures. His brothers of Eleazar came Rehabiah his son, and Jeshiah his son, and Joram his son, and Zikri his son, and Shelomoth his son. This Shelomoth and his brothers were over all the treasures of the dedicated things, which David the king, and the heads of the fathers' houses, the captains over thousands and hundreds, and the captains of the army had dedicated. Out of the spoil won in battles did they dedicate to repair the house of forever one. All that Samuel the seer, and Saul the son of Kish, and Abner the son of Ner, and Joab the son of Zeruiah had dedicated. Whoever had dedicated anything, it was under the hand of Shelomoth and of his brothers. Of the Isharites, Chenaniah and his sons were for the outward business over Israel, for officers and judges. Of the Hebronites, Hashabiah and his brothers, men of valor, 1,700, had the oversight of Israel beyond the Jordan westward, for all the business of forever one, and for the service of the king. Of the Hebronites was Jerijah the chief, even of the Hebronites, according to their generations, by fathers' houses. In the 40th year of the reign of David they were sought for, and there were found among them mighty men of valor at Jazer of Gilead. His brothers, men of valor, were 2,700, heads of fathers' houses, whom King David made overseers over the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and the half-tribe of the Manassites, for every matter pertaining to God, and for the affairs of the king. Now the children of Israel after their number, the heads of fathers' houses, and the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and their officers who served the king, in any matter of the divisions which came in and went out month by month, throughout all the months of the year, of every division, were 24,000. Over the first division for the first month was Jashobeam, the son of Zabdiel, and in his division were 24,000. He was of the children of Perez, the chief of all the captains of the army for the first month. Over the division of the second month was Dodai the Ahohite, and his division, and Mikloth the ruler, and in his division were 24,000. Section 4, from the book of Matthew. Now when morning had come, all the chief priests and the elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death. They bound him, led him away, and delivered him up to Pontius Pilate the governor. Then Judas, who betrayed him, when he saw that Jesus was condemned, felt remorse, and brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, "I have sinned in that I have betrayed innocent blood." But they said, "What is that to us? You see to it." he threw down the pieces of silver in the sanctuary and departed. Then he went away and hanged himself. The chief priests took the pieces of silver and said, "It's not lawful to put them into the treasury, since it is the price of blood." They took counsel and bought the potter's field with them to bury strangers in. So that field has been called the field of blood to this day. Then that which was spoken through Jeremiah the prophet was fulfilled, saying, "They took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him upon whom a price had been set, whom some of the children of Israel priced, and they gave them for the potter's field, as forever one commanded me." Now Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus said to him, "So you say." When he was accused by the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then Pilate said to him, "Don't you hear how many things they testify against you?" He gave him no answer, not even one word, so that the governor marveled greatly. Now, at the feast, the governor was accustomed to release to the multitude one prisoner whom they desired. They had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. So when they were gathered together, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release to you? Barabbas, or Jesus, who is called Anointed One?" For he knew that because of envy they had delivered him up.